Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's Travis, this time with my top 10 affordable DIY home improvement hacks. The first thing on my list is a coffered ceiling. I know what you're thinking. That seems a little bit intense for a DIY project. Well, not really. You can make your own coffered ceiling with nothing more than a brad nailer, a Craig Crown molding jig, and a miter saw. I made an entire video on how to do this, but here are the basics. First, design your layout. You can do that with CAD software or just a pencil and paper. Once you're happy with your design, mark out your layout on the ceiling for the frame pieces. Now attach the frame pieces directly to the ceiling by putting screws right into the ceiling joists. These frame pieces will be used to hang all the vertical trim pieces. Next, you're going to install all the bottom pieces and the crown molding. And finally, finish by filling any holes, sanding, caulking, and painting. And that's it. There's no denying that a coffered ceiling completely transforms this room. I did all of this for about $500, where a professional would have charged me thousands. If you're comfortable with minor electrical work, updating a light fixture can make a huge difference to a room. When I first moved into my home, I had a lot of this style light fixture. I have an inappropriate name for these, which I'm not going to share, but regardless, I'm not quite sure what to do with this one yet. Then in some places, I just wanted light with no fixture, so I found these super thin LED wafer lights. The cool thing about these lights is they use the original electrical box, so you don't have to rip out the electrical box to get that recessed light look. If you're interested in these lights, I put a link in the video description. You don't need to spend a lot of money to get a cool light fixture. You can get something like this one right here on Amazon or Wayfair for just a couple $100s. If you want something really unique, you can even build your own light fixture. I built this one out of old barnwood and parts I got on Amazon. I spent about $250, but I've seen light fixtures just like this go for $1,000 or even more. This next one is perhaps one of my favorites, and I've done it in pretty much every house I've ever lived in. An LED lit handrail. All you need to do is remove the handrail and cut a dado slot in it for the LED light channel. Then figure out a creative way to get some low voltage LED wiring to it. I ran my wiring through the handrail, through a hole in the wall, and down to the baseboard on the other side of the wall. Then I pulled off the baseboard and ran the low voltage wire behind it. Next, I ran the wire through the wall to this LED light controller and then to that outlet. So this is how it works. This motion sensor detects motion and sends a signal to my SmartThings hub. Then my SmartThings hub sends a signal to my LED light controller, and then the LED light controller turns the lights on and off. You could also use a less intelligent motion sensor like this to control your lights, like I use on my workbench. So I did all of this for about $150, and I put a link to the things you might need in the video description. Nothing livens up a kitchen better than the right backsplash. I did a glass mosaic backsplash, and I was able to cut all of it with this simple cutter. There are many different methods to attach your tile to your wall. My favorite two methods are to either use mastic or specialized double-sided sticky mats. Regardless of what method you use, most of the time you can attach your tile directly to the drywall. The grout and caulking is also very easy to do, but just be warned that if you use a glass tile, use a non-sanded grout or you will scratch your tile. I did this entire backsplash for about $500. A professional would have charged at least $1,500. While we're in the kitchen, I also love to add under cabinet lighting. Under cabinet lighting adds lots more light to your countertop, but it also looks great, especially with that new backsplash. Using LED light strips, I did this entire under cabinet lighting for about $75. I even tied it to a light sensor in my smart home hub, so it just turns on and off as I need it. This next one is a big one, but it's also a lot of work. I'm talking about installing floating flooring. I installed about 1,200 square feet of bamboo engineered hardwood flooring up here, and about 1,500 square feet of vinyl plank down here in my basement. I really like floating flooring because it is very easy to install, but it's also easy to remove if you decide to do something different. Plus, if you have allergies, hardwood flooring is a much better choice than carpet, especially if you have pets. Plus, with any type of floating flooring, you could use area rugs instead of regular carpet, so if it gets dingy or dated, you can just replace it. I ended up installing all of this engineered hardwood flooring for about $4,000. It would have cost at least $10,000 for a professional to do it. When you're doing your flooring, it's also a great time to upgrade your baseboards or your door casings. The basic process is to score the caulk and then pry the baseboard from the wall, and then cut the new baseboard and nail it to the wall with a brad nailer. Lastly, fill holes, sand, caulk, and repaint. You should be able to do about a medium-sized room depending on the trim you choose for under $150. If you want to make a room look more expensive, adding crown molding is a great upgrade. I can add crown molding to most rooms like this for under $150. And in this room, I even added crown molding to the tray ceiling. Then I accented the tray ceiling with a different color paint. With the way I installed this crown molding in the tray ceiling, you could also add LED lighting, like I did here in my theater. But keep in mind, when installing long pieces of crown molding, it's very helpful to have a second set of hands. Do you like this shiplap accent wall? Well, it's fake. To make this faux shiplap accent wall, all I did was take some 1/4-inch plywood, rip it down, paint it, and then brad nail it to the wall. That's it. An accent wall like this can be made very, very quickly, and I did this one for under $100, and I still think it is the defining feature of this entire room. And last but not least, paint. I'm talking about painting walls, trim, doors, and even ceilings. I can paint an entire room for about $100, or a professional would probably charge closer to $500. Not to mention, it's something that's easy enough that most people can do themselves. Nothing changes the look and feel of a room faster or cheaper than changing the color of the paint. Not to mention, you can do it with some very basic tools, and I have a tips and tricks video right here. I think the key to any big home improvement project is to take it one step at a time. I have lots of videos on my channel that can help you with that. And if you guys like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and check out one of those other awesome videos right here. And I'll see you guys in the next video. All you need to do is remove the handrail and then cut a dado slot in it for some LED light channel. Plus with floating flooring, you get to use area rugs. So you can just literally just get another